What's up, everybody? I'm Keisha, and I wanted to come on and talk about T.I. and Tamika Mallory. They went on Instagram and were discussing the Gucci Blackface meeting debacle scandal. Um, I wanted to give my commentary on their video, but before I do that, I wanted to kind of give my theories behind Gucci. I have two, I think, at the moment, because, my mind can change. But I feel like my marketing mind gets to ticking, and either Gucci was like, oh, Black people seem to be really sensitive about certain topics. What better way to get our name in the media? Because remember, all publicity is good publicity. So with their marketing hats a turning, I feel like they were like, what better way to get our names out there than to put something out there that's controversial? We don't have to spend any marketing dollars. They will promote us for us. Black people, they're so emotionally tied to anything remotely racial. We can just, sort of kind of do something and they'll get all up in arms. Our names will be in the media every day. We will have to spend pretty much $0 and people will be talking and then people will buy. I mean, it's a classic marketing scheme. So that's theory number one. And it's really a shame that Black people, that we get so caught up. We are so trained to hear and see racism at every turn, even when it's not really there, that we get so emotionally amped up and tied to things that don't even really concern us. I mean, the majority of people in America don't even wear Gucci. I mean, the majority of people do not wear Gucci. The majority of Black people do not wear Gucci. It's that's not really, it's not really something that we're clamoring to the stores to get. So that's my first theory, that Gucci did it intentionally, seeing that with all the racism at every turn, I mean, everywhere you look, it's something about race. They capitalized on it. That's my first theory. My second theory is that Gucci had no idea what they were doing. And Tamika, T.I., all these these activists saw an opportunity to jump on something to make their name bigger and put their names in the media and in the press daily for free, and then turn around and kind of Colin Kaepernick it, like where they jump on it, say that it's wrong, and then turn around and get some type of payout. Like they're like, well, they bring themselves to the table and try to squash all the drama with Gucci, and then somehow say that they're coming together, and then we see T.I. with some new Gucci shoes on or something that he's trying to promote, along with an album or a single. Or we see Tamika, promoting a new rally or a new march or whatever. So maybe it's just a very cynical idea. I just do not see where first of all, I don't see where their sweater was so controversial in the first place. I mean, was it particularly attractive? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the video, and I'll share my thoughts.
my dear sisters, Michaela Angela Davis was in the meeting, Kim Blackwell, and some other folks that have been doing some work in the fashion industry, calling for change, I don't want to discredit folks because I think most of the day or sometime like that last week, along with another friend of ours, the meeting happened and I heard about it on social media. So
obviously he got the time. He obviously got the time. He had to get back with you once he got the.
So right now they're talking about Dapper Dan meeting with Gucci in Harlem and some other people that were going to be meeting. And Tamika was supposed to get a phone call or an invite to the meeting, which she never got. I'm going to kind of skip ahead to the meat of the conversation.
And making sure that there's more diversity. But I've been told that there was some strong questions asked and that people really expressed the way that blackface design made them feel, and they let them know that they were really frustrated. So that's it. So what came out of it though is what you get based upon what was in the room, which is a lot of things about improving Gucci and making sure that there's more diversity within the ranks of their company, making sure that there's opportunity for young black designers to be able to get in the pipeline, scholarships, and all of those things. So those are important pieces for Gucci. It's important for designers, and that's all good work. And you always want to make sure that there's equity in every industry, and that's important. But what Gucci did, in my
So what does she mean by that? She wants to make sure that there's equity in each industry. Does she mean equality or equity? Maybe she misspoke. I tend to believe she misspoke and she meant to say that there should be equality, diversity in each industry. I mean, if you don't have a large group of black people going into designing, yes, we wear the clothes and we may style the clothes, but designing and sketching and sewing, that's a whole nother industry. Not that we don't participate in it, but Gucci has its own style that they have their own style that they or their own idea of what products they want to put out to their market, and they have the right as a company to say no to certain designers and yes to others. If you are not coming with certain styles and brand, if you're not coming with certain designs that fits their what they're trying to sell, I shouldn't be required as a company to give you a job just because your skin is brown. If you're not benefiting my company in the way that I see the vision for it. I mean, that's counterproductive. How would you feel if somebody said, well, just off of my gender, my skin color, my this or that, I deserve to be in your company because I can sketch and sew? But your designs have nothing to do with what products I'm trying to make. Anyway, let's continue.
Is in addition to the fact that they need to do internal work and they need to support black designers, they stepped into a very horrific and painful issue in the black community, and that is the blackface representation is of abuse and murder against black people. And therefore, it's my opinion that their commitment cannot just be to internal changes and folks within the industry. It has to be for them to meet us on the ground to help fulfill the work that we're trying to do.
That is so arrogant. You do not work for Gucci. How dare you try to say, well, my opinion is, Gucci, this is what you need to do because I'm an activist and I believe that you should do this with your company. I mean, the nerve, that is so arrogant. First of all, the majority of black people can't, let's just keep it all the way 100. The majority of black people, the majority of Americans, black, brown, white, whatever, cannot afford Gucci like that. You might get a little Gucci gift here and there, but the majority of Americans do not go around buying Gucci. The majority of Black people do not go around buying Gucci. And if you're buying $500 shoes, purses, $1,000 purses, scarves, belts, whatever, and you don't have a home, your priorities are out of whack anyway. That's a whole nother topic. But the audacity for her to say, well, listen, Gucci, you're artistic, because fashion is supposed to be art. And art is supposed to combine with fashion. So in that person's design, and they made this design, let's just go on the theory that they didn't have an agenda. They didn't know what they were doing. They just thought of this design and they thought it was cute. For you to turn that around and automatically say that that's racist, and then go on to say, because I have a name, you should do what I tell you to do, when the majority of the people that I'm supposed to be representing don't buy your product anyway, is absurd.
So basically, everything they did was pretty much to benefit them.
It seems that it was to benefit the company and, to be fair, other designers who are out here trying to get their work done.
However, but if other designers who out here with new, fresh ideas, eyes, and spirit brought into Gucci, they gonna design for Gucci.
Gucci gonna make the money.
That's going to benefit them ultimately in the long run.
First of all, if a new designer who has all these beautiful, bright ideas goes to Gucci, Gucci is not only the beneficiary of that design. The designer is getting paid. They are making a name for themselves in that market. That is a skill. That is something they can put on their resume. So to try to take that from them because you think that one sweater is like it is worthy of shutting Gucci down, where other designers, Black designers who you say you are, fighting for, where they would lose opportunities, because for sure Gucci is gonna be all awkward with trying to make sure they don't say the wrong thing, they don't do the wrong thing. We can't fire nobody Black, we can't hire nobody. I mean, that doesn't make for a comfortable situation when every single thing is scrutinized and going to be called racist. But anyway, it would benefit new and young, not just Black, but whoever. But if it so happens to be Black designers, Gucci is not the only person that benefits from that, from that agreement. When you go to work for somebody, it is a mutual contract. You're saying, I'm going to give you X and you're going to give me Y. It is a mutual agreement. So Gucci is not the only person that would benefit, but it's Gucci's company. So yes, they should make the majority of the money because they have established their name over the years. They're the ones that have they're the ones that have invested the money over the years. You're coming in with a design that may or may not work. We have established our brand for decades, but it is still a mutual agreement that there was more than Gucci that benefits from a hire of a designer.
So everything that they did ultimately was to benefit them and their company, to benefit their bottom line, correct?
That is what I feel, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally absurd. When T.I. makes an album, he makes it to benefit a bottom line. When he put out clothes, he makes it to benefit a bottom line. When he goes on TV shows, he does it to benefit a bottom line. It's business. So what, Gucci is not supposed to work in their own self-interest? They're not in business to fail, to not make money. Yes, everything, it would be bad for their investors would be looking at them crazy if Gucci was like, I don't think we're going to focus on our bottom line anymore. What? I mean, that is literally absurd. T.I. knows it's absurd. Tamika Mallory knows it's absurd. Anybody who is going into business should think that is absurd. That is a sureline way to fail if you think you're going to go into business and not be focused on your bottom line. So yes, Gucci has the right to be focused on their bottom line, even amongst controversy. They still have the right to be focused on their bottom line. They're feeding families. They have investors to report to. I mean, I don't understand how people think economics and business works if you're not in it to make money and to focus on your bottom line. T.I. knows this. This is a hustle. What does he call himself? Grand hustle. He knows. He knows that they're in this whole thing is a hustle. The whole blackface thing, I'm gonna be an activist, all of this stuff. The whole thing is a hustle, if you ask me.
Okay, so what specific attention had been paid to the plight of our community and the people and what we go through, and the reason that we called for this, the reason that we called for this demonstration in the first place. What is there to answer that?
I don't know. Did you get a call?
Nah, bro. I did last.
Gucci is in Italy. They didn't have nothing to do with America's civil rights or lack thereof, or any grievances that Black Americans have with America. We like the clothes. Some of us are fortunate enough to buy the clothes. Period. At the end. What the heck does Gucci have to do with the grievances of Black Americans with America? Or with some Americans, I should say. I don't understand.
I'm just saying.
They're trying to steer clear of me as much as possible.
Clearly, me too.
And if they don't want to answer tough questions and they're not trying to do no real work, they're rightfully so. They probably should. Because I'm not going to throw them no softball.
No, that's not going to happen. And the bottom line is that they need to make a commitment to meet us on the ground. That's it. I mean, every other company that I've been involved with these things, we had the same issue with Pepsi when I worked at the National Action Network, and other organizations have challenged NAACP does.
Written apology after you spit in somebody's face. You can't just apologize and just try to sweep this under the rug and hope it blows over. And let's go ahead and get back to
people buying Gucci. Exactly. And if it's not for people like us, no. And to the credit of those in the room that I have talked to, they said that they, will monitor. First of all, they had demands. They had a list of demands of things that they wanted Gucci to do. And then the next day, Gucci responded and said that they are going to do some of those things. So I feel like that's a good sign, which means they should also do that as it relates to dealing with the issues of Black lives. And so we have to see how they handle us, because we're not going away.
Absolutely. Okay, so Gucci, what would you like to say to Gucci? Because I'm sure they're going to see this. I'm sure at some point in time they're going to look at this and they're going to see this. So I'm going to go first. Okay, look, Gucci, you need to get some people at the table who actually do something for you, aside from just kind of fan you and tell you things that you might want to hear and make it comfortable for you while you're in the room. Not to say that that's all you had there, but from the actions that were distributed from from what we saw, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. The pain ran much deeper than that. The hurt you caused was far more significant than that.
Okay, first of all, T.I., if that little girl sweater is causing you that much pain, bruh, you got much deeper problems than Gucci. Okay, that's number one. Number two, for you to say that whatever they're doing, which you clearly don't know what they're doing because you're asking her what happened in the room and all of this, and you don't know what Gucci said that they would and would not do. For you to say that that wasn't good enough, you don't even know what they said that they would do or not do. Oh my God. Honey, are you listening? Are you listening?
Yeah, I just get some pieces. I hear you over there.
This is stupid. This is really ridiculous. T.I. need to be ashamed of himself. He says that he, somebody needs to be in the room and needs to step in him. I'm going to be really mad. And you know what? I'm going to need all my props, all my whatever. I predict that T.I. ends up some type of spokesman or goes into some type of deal with Gucci or Prada, because I think there was some issue with Prada, or some type of fashion designer because of this. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
You can't just come back and say, okay, we're going to let black people work for us. We're going to let young black people come in and have an opportunity to design. Nah, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. We have to really get into what causes the pain of blackface. You have to really assist the people in the community that's doing the work and allow us to continue to do the work that's going to have an effective change in our communities.
What the heck is Gucci got to do with you having an effect in your community? What does Gucci have to do with you having a positive effect in your community? I'll tell you what doesn't have a positive effect. All that ridiculous music you've been feeding to your own people, all the drugs you sold to your own people, all the ridiculous, the derogatory remarks and raps and whatever that you've made to women in your own community. Gucci put out one sweater and you're torn apart. This is ridiculous. You have done more damage to your own community than Gucci ever has, but you're just broken down about a sweater. This is a farce. This is a fraud.
That's what we need. That's what we're demanding. And if you would like for us to continue to shop and to spend our hard-earned dollars, because one thing, I told you this before, we earn the least amount of money. We have the least amount of ownership, but we spend the most amount of money with y'all. Okay, so now it's time for y'all to throw that back. Okay?
Right.
We've been spending our money with y'all, even though we ain't got it.
What the ham sandwich does Gucci have to do with ignorant people spending their money when they don't have it? T.I., instead of promoting and glorifying those types of things in your music and on your TV shows and all of that stuff, why don't you tell black people not to do stupid stuff like that? Why are you worried about Gucci, people buying Gucci, when people can't even go and buy a house? People can't even forget a house. People can't even go and get a credit card. You talking about people being able to buy Gucci? These are clearly not everyday people's problems. This is ridiculous. I mean, you would think that, something serious happened the way he's just going so hard, against this is insane. This is just an opportunist. These people are opportunists. I'm not saying that they've never done anything good. I'm not saying that they've never done anything good. But what I am saying is you got to call a spade a spade. And this is a hustle. This whole thing is not for the people. I mean, who really even would have cared? Nobody even would have paid that ugly behind sweater any attention at all if it wasn't for people like him and her bringing it to the attention. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the video. I'm not even gonna go any more into the rest of this video because you get the gist. I mean, it's just two people trying to keep their names in front of the media, trying to impress on you this just oppressing. We're oppressed. I mean, even people in Italy are oppressing us. I mean, T.I. and Tamika, you're not oppressed. You're doing quite well, even if it is on the backs of your own people. Y'all be blessed. Keep your eyes open. Do not fall for the foolery, and have a great day.